It's time we give back. Sow a seed and show someone where love's at. Even if you don't give a dime, give your heart and share your time. Help somebody else in life. Give back. Let's give back.
I want to thank everybody for coming to be a part of our first Men of Color Empowerment series. This particular forum is designed to increase civic awareness, getting our men more involved in our community. And we need all hands on deck. So this is part of an ongoing effort of the National Give Back for Kids campaign to get more of us involved. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce my dear friend and fraternity brother, the legendary Ted Gustus.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for coming out. Just give you a little bit of history about myself so you'll know. I taught school and basketball coach for 38 years. I got appointed 7 years ago as the Public School Athletic League commissioner. I'm commissioner over all high school boys basketball. I got to tell you guys, I was so excited about this day because this day gives us opportunity to communicate not only to the men that are here, but our future men. Now, I do want to say this. I'm going to give you a couple of rules in here. Being a coach, listen. Being a coach, and a commissioner. One thing I know about coaching is that if you're a player, then your eyes are on me. Nowhere else. Nobody else is more important than you right now. This is what I tell my coaches, and rather than I want them to keep their jobs. There's no one more important than you right now. So I want you to ask you to put your phones away, because that person on that phone is not more important than what's taking place in your life right now. All right? All right, so I just wanted to start off with, I got a question I want to ask you because this is participation. I got a question. If I took this $10, and you got to listen and pay attention to me. If I took this $10 and I said I would give it to you with no strings attached, nothing attached, by a show of hands, how many of y'all would take it? I see those hands. See those hands. So you guys would not take it. But these guys right here, raise your hand high. Okay? All right, secondly, I said show of hands. I didn't say any mouths. Let me ask you a question. If I was to take this $10 and crush it like this, by a show of hands, how many of y'all would take it? I see those hands. See those hands? Let me ask you a question. If I was to take this $10 and step on it like this, how many of y'all would take it? Well, let me ask you another question. If you saw someone urinate on this $10, how many of y'all would take it? I see 2 hands up there. 2. All right, last question. I got 3 hands out of this. Here's the last question. If I saw somebody, you guys seen somebody put some diarrhea feces on this, how many of y'all would take it? How many of y'all would take it? All right. Come here, my man. Come here for a second.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Why not? You raise your hand. You there? Come on. Hang with me. Come. You would take it? Come on. All right, I got a question for you. Why would you take this $10? It did all of those things. I mean, come on.
Not everything, kid.
Why would you take this $10? Just because I'm offering? Even when it went through all those things, somebody crushed it, somebody stepped on it, somebody urinated on it, somebody put feces on it. Why would you take this $10? What does this $10 have all the time? Who said the word?
Money. Value.
Who said value? What does it have?
Value.
What does it have?
Value.
Come on, son. Don't run from me. All right? Stay with me. See, look at this. This is like our community. You understand? Sometimes you might feel like somebody trying to crush your dreams, step on your aspiration. Sometimes you feel like people call you names and try to put you down. But one thing I do know, no matter what anybody does to you or what happens in you, that counts the most. And you always have what? What does he always have, y'all?
Value.
What does he always have?
Value.
Value. There you go, man. Good job. Clap it up. As a 9-year-old young man, I write about in my book called The Power in One Breath. And I talk about the time when I found my mother dead on the floor. She died from alcohol abuse. I talk about the time when I found her laying on the floor and I had literally had to shake her and wake up, try to get her up. Now I did that several times before because my mother being an alcoholic would roll off the couch and she would be on the floor. And I would shake her. But this time, September the 2nd, I still remember it, 4 days before my birthday, September the 6th, I go and I try to wake my mother up, and I wasn't able to get her up. My mother had died. I didn't know my father at the time, didn't even know about my father. He came back into my life. I was at that moment where I felt when my mother died that everything was crushed. Then someone came into my life. It was a school teacher that breathed life in me because I went crazy, y'all. I'm talking about crazy. I started to do every single thing that you could imagine because I lost my mother. So there was this lady, she was sitting in the windowsill and she brought me into her home. And she wound up dying 6 months after my mother died. Then my sister died from heroin. Then my brother died from crack. Then I'm standing on the corner playing handball with my other sister, and a car comes by, missed me, hits her, pick her up, knocks her on the floor, try to get away, roll back on my sister's head. And I'm standing there watching. You see, everything that was close to me was taken away. Didn't know my father. Everything I heard about my father was all bad. People told stories about my dad. I hated him and I never seen him. So one day my father came in the block. And he came into the block, and I tell this story in this book because it's so significant today. He came into the block and he said, "Yo, that's your dad." Really? But you know what he was doing? He was looking for his family. I'm like, "Dad, looking for your family? All the stuff I heard about you?" So my father took me in. Took me and my other sister in because the other ones was really out there on the drugs and everything. And that was a time that he breathed life into me. That's why I call this book, the title of this book is The Power in One Breath. We all have one breath that we can breathe life into our community. Hey, let me tell y'all guys, I was on a mission then. By the time I was 11, 12 years old, I was out there doing this. I was at Apollo, I was at everywhere. All of a sudden, I started playing basketball because this one coach decided to breathe life into me. Before you know it, I'm playing high school ball. My team is winning the championship. Then I'm starting to coach. Before you know, I'm coaching high schools, Bishop Lockman, Nazareth High School, St. John's University, all of this coaching. And I always used to say, if my mother could see me now, I'm on TV every week. I'm in the newspaper for great things. And I always used to say, if my mom could just see me now. And the only thing I ever lived for was to breathe life into young people. That's the only thing. And here I am today. I still hoop. I still like to play. But I do it because I want to get a chance to breathe life into young people. So I say this to you guys because a lot of you have some challenges. Similar to me. I understand it. So when I go all over the country and speak, I just came back from Hong Kong, all over, speaking about this one breath that we all have inside of us. And all it takes is to breathe life into each other. You have value. Your value is no matter how many people try to crush you, and you're going to feel like people want to crush you. I know, I've been there. That's why as a teacher, I always say, what do you know about a young man that just came off the block and he saw somebody get killed? Y'all supposed to, oh, that's supposed to be okay? He's supposed to come into school and learn just right away, nothing happened? So I have this other thing I wanted to share with y'all very quickly. I always bring things that I want to share. Do me a favor. When I say one breath, you say breathe life. One breath.
Breathe life.
One breath.
Breathe life.
That's what you have the power inside you to do. Your words, before your words are formulated, they come in the breath. In fact, how many of you have ever heard when they say to you, if a police officer stopped you in the street, or while you driving the car, what's the first thing you're supposed to do as a young black man? What is the first thing you're supposed to do?
You can either turn yourself in or something.
Well, you didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, tell the police officers what you didn't do.
You can. Anybody else?
Try to reason with him.
Excuse me?
Try to reason. Try to reason with him.
Try to reason with them. Well, let me just tell you the first thing that I tell police officers that they should do when they come approach our kids. I tell them to take a breath. That's the first thing, because you know what? When you hike, and when you're at that free throw line, all of y'all ballers, right? The first thing we tell you as you're shooting your free throw, you're trying to reach your goal. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is you take that deep breath, right? Why are you taking that one breath when you're shooting your free throw? Why are you doing that? What's the purpose of that?
So you can make it.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
Relax
To relax, and what else?
and calm your body down.
Calm your body, and all the haters that's around you, trying to do what to them? Block them out. Because you at the game, you got haters, you at the free throw line, you by yourself. It's just you and the goal you're trying to reach. You got to have the skill, talent, and ability ready to go to follow through on your shot. But you got the haters around you, like we have haters around our community. Everywhere we go, we have haters. But you know what? We have some great people around our community. Let me just show you something. Can you help me out? Yeah, come on. I appreciate that. I need one more person. In fact, right here, man. Can you help me? Yes, I appreciate it. Thanks. What's your name, man? Elijah and Coach Gustus. Come over. Elijah, I just want you to take this paper here. Come on, son. Come on. When I'm in Los Angeles, and they tell me that the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles, for 12 years, do you know I brought the Crips and the Bloods together like this? Just talk about the power in their one breath. They didn't realize that they come from the same breath. No matter what. Before, anybody knows this story? We were made from what? Anybody know what were we made from? What was man made from according to dirt, clay, right? And that he didn't become a man until you did what? Till he breathed life into it. And when he breathed life into you, what is inside you then? When God breathed life into a person, what is inside of it? What is inside? That breath of life. So the same thing here. Every time you speak a word, this is what happens. I want to share this with you. This is why I tell you, be careful about the words you speak. Hear me. I want you to take this. This is how you come out. This is how we come out our moms. We nice and clean and fresh. Over time, I just want you to crush this paper like this. Crush it all the way. Crush it. Now what I want you to do, I want you to take that paper, open it up and get it back to its original state. Just like you got it. See what's happening while they're doing that? What is happening with them? They're trying to, see, these are words that we speak to each other. Every negative word that we speak accumulate. Go ahead, get it to its original, son. To its original. You see? Notice how difficult it gets. And even when you're trying to get back to the original, somebody like me, it gets broken up sometimes. You see what I'm saying? But did he mean to hurt me? No, but you was trying to get it back to your state, and he's getting broken up. That's like when my father came in my life, trying to get me back. I was broken up. The words that I heard, these are the words. Every time you speak words to somebody, these are the words. And it takes time. You call somebody stupid, dumb, can't do anything. You ain't this, you ain't that. All of these are words, guys. And at my age, I still trying to get it right. You feel me on that? You understand it, huh? These are words. So if you call that lady a B, y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Every time you call that a B, it accumulates. That's a seed that you're planting inside her. Whenever you call someone, it accumulates until it gets like this. Now, you go back to your woman, and you want to know why is she treating you like a B? Because you did what? You call her that. And it accumulated, and you're still trying to get her right. Huh? And it's very difficult because you already did it like this. Y'all seeing that? So, I want you to understand I want you to remember this. These are the words that we put on ourselves. That's why when I say breathe life hard. So, today, thank you, man. Yo, let's clap it up for these guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Take that from me.
With the groove, show proof, keep it smooth as I bust the move. Hey, yo, step in swiftly with the heat up. If not, just stop, pop a spot, put your feet up. Read up, pay attention, listen to the melody. Remember what you heard, got my words to the spell of me. Top notch, got them all jumping like hopscotch. A jumping rope like double dutch in the air. Show me what you got, keep it hot like the heater. You thinking you a treat cause you're sweet, but I'm sweeter. Leader of the pack cause they all stay behind me. I'm old school, you don't skip tracks, you rewind me. Find me, working on my craft.
About 6 or 7 months ago, I met this young man, and I was impressed by him. But more importantly, not only was I impressed by him, I was impressed by his father. I had to say, it got to be something in this young man that he has the ability to be what all of y'all are capable of doing. And I knew it had to be connected to his father. Because the word said that the son shall do greater works than the father. It doesn't make you greater than the father, but it says your works should be greater. Why should your works be greater? Because the father's there to help you on. Does that make sense? Yes. Talk to me. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. That's why I do what I do. My oldest basketball player that I coach is 60 years old now. 60. My oldest basketball player. And we're still friends like this. And he played in the NBA. He just called me up yesterday talking about, I'm 60. I just turned 60. I'm like, wow. And he was big time in the NBA. So when I saw this young man, I said, listen, I'm coming here today, but I want to share the stage with you because it's not about just me. It's about y'all young people. And to me, in his mindset, he speaks the language because he's going all over the country. He's been everywhere. He's been on Ellen show. He's been with the NBA All-Stars. He's been with Nike. All of those different things.
I'm a young Jamaican trainer, shark of the ocean. Believe it, achieve it, become it. I want to tell these people out there, no days off. If you take a day off, it will lay you off. But if you don't take no days off, it will pay off.
Here to tell us all about his NBA All-Star weekend in Toronto, please welcome 9-year-old Demarjay Smith.
I've been watching your motivational speeches and getting me inspired.
Yeah, remember me, the starting, the Jamaican Rastafari. It's up to you, people. Don't let nobody dim your lights. Can't is a word I eliminate from my vocabulary. Yeah. And replace it with strength, no weakness. Strength, no weakness. Strength, no weakness. Strength. My name's Demarjay. I'm 12 years old, and they call me the Young Jamaican Trainer.
And doing what he does and loves to do. Now, I did some research, and I found out at 3 years old, this young guy was speaking with a mic in his hand in front of thousands of people with 3 years old, sending a message. And the father had to be there to say, hey, I see what's in my son. I'm going to help you develop that. That's what a father does. That's why he's going to do greater works than his father. So I want y'all guys to welcome with me and I want him to grace the stage with you guys. One of your fellow players, one of your fellow people that you are down with in terms of your age groups and so forth. And he's doing his thing. And I want you guys to give a round of applause for Demarjay Smith. Come on, guys, clap it up.
What's up, guys? I'd like to start off when I come on stage. When I say strength, you say no weakness. Strength! No weakness! Hey, come on, do better. Strength! No weakness! Strength! No weakness! When I say shark, you say at the ocean. Shark! Ocean! Come on, not ocean, up the ocean. Shark! Up the ocean! Shark! Up the ocean! Okay, guys. Thank you so much for welcoming me on to the stage. I'm here to give you a motivational speech. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay. The future is right here in front of my eyes. And I hope all of you are working hard to claim your prize. You see, we young people need to get into the mindset of working hard and to never allow anyone to tell you that you can't. You know why? Because can't is a word I eliminate from my vernacular and replace it with strength, no weakness. Let me hear you say that. Strength, no weakness. Strength, no weakness. Strength, no weakness. That's right. Because time is short. Yes, time is ticking. We don't have time to procrastinate. Some of us wake up very early, and some of us go to bed very late just to accomplish our dreams. But remember, dream stealers is always waiting at your gate. But have faith. You stay locked in, focused. You have tunnel vision. That means you don't see nothing else around you. Yes, there's going to be dream stealers beside you. Hey, follow me. You put that hand up. Follow me. You put that hand up. I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you. Come on. I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you. I can't see you anymore. I'm blocking you anymore. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes. Kids, whatever we didn't accomplish in 2018, that's in the past, 2019, we're going to accomplish it. You understand me? Yeah. You understand me? Yeah. Okay. So now, let's work. 2019 is coming. We need to move mountains. We need to be energized, focused, and motivated. Encourage one another. And I know I was told to speak on this. You guys are becoming great young men, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, I know Coach Gustus just said a bond between your father. I got this gift because of my dad. So everybody please give him a round of applause. Yes, my dad was a poet, gave me this gift. I was preaching since I was 3, giving motivational speeches. I moved on to 8, where I started doing workout videos with my cousin and my friends and my brothers. So this is the gift right here. And I said I'm going to use that gift and I'm going to keep going and I want to inspire young athletes and young youth around the world. I got another speech for you. Here it goes. Let me tell you something, a speech right now. Either you work hard for it or you don't work hard for it. When me and my brothers, we work hard for our stuff. Nothing comes easy. In life, you have to work. Either you be the shark of the ocean or the fish of the ocean. And right now, we all want to be the shark and take over everything. Strength, no weakness, power, muscle. You all have to have that mindset. So you're going to come in here and dominate. But when you say something wrong, no. Don't put yourself down. Keep yourself up pumped and ready for any challenges. You guys are ready for challenges? Yeah! Are you guys ready for challenges? Yeah! Are you guys ready for challenges? Yeah! There we go. I like that energy. Strength!
No weakness!
Strength!
No weakness!
Strength!
No weakness!
Strength!
No weakness!
Yes! You guys want to be ball players?
Yeah!
You guys want to be ball players?
Yeah!
I hear the kids in the front. I don't hear nobody in the back. You guys want to become ball players?
Yeah!
Ball players?
Yeah!
Ball players?
Yeah!
Exactly. You need to work hard. Be determined. If you want to make it in life, you want to make it to the big stage where you're performing in front of a lot of people out there, the NBA, you need to work hard. Be determined. Stay motivated. Encourage your peers around you. If you notice that your peers don't want the same thing like you, or they're not giving you the same vibe, you move away. Focus on your dream. Focus on your goal. You understand me?
Yeah!
You understand me?
Yeah!
Strength!
No weakness!
Sharp!
No!
Sharp!
No weakness!
Sharp!
No weakness!
Okay.
I see all your smiles and all the tears showing down on your faces. But I know all the while it's gonna be okay, yes it is. Just open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. The sun is soon to shine. The sun is soon to shine. Aim your arrow high and keep reaching for the sky.
It's time we give back. Someone see and show someone where love's at. Even if you don't give a dime, give your heart and share your time. Help somebody else in life. Give back. Let's give back. Don't forget, the children are our future. Let's teach them well and let them lead the way.
Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Boom.